Welcome, everyone. My name is Matthew Mercer, and I'm going to be dungeon mastering this game this morning with a fantastic cast of Girls, Guts, and Glory.
Woo!
Let's go around the table here first. Introduce yourself and your character you'll be playing for this, for those who aren't familiar. Start on this side.
Cool. Hi, I'm Kim Hidalgo, and I'm going to be playing Cava Dragones. I'm a brass dragonborn, and I'm a monk on the way of the open hand.
And I am Greczyn, and I'll be playing Rowan of Glen Hollyhock, a wee forest gnome druid.
Hi, I'm Erika Fermina, and I will be playing Lala Lemon Boots, Pixie Ranger.
I am Rachel Seeley, and I'm playing Moira Muirin, Paladin of Helm. Yeah.
Some helm people in the audience, yeah.
I'm Allie Gonino. I'll be playing Lilith Lucena, a tiefling bard.
I'm Sujata Day, and I play Ichabod Ferndweller, a mountain dwarf.
Can't argue with that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and dive in. So, last you guys left off, you had already found yourself tumbling through the deep jungles of Chult in search of some means of halting this disease, this horrible degradation that had been affecting Sonora, a beloved hero amongst a bunch of group. And you had been in search of the lost city, somewhere within the jungles of Chult, if I believe so. As your journey progressed through the dangers and the various tribulations that came across, you found yourselves beaten low, without provisions, and a necessity really dictated the requirement to go and head back to town in some way, shape, or form. You began to skirt, at this point, the nearest location to find your way back without backtracking through the terrible, undead Latin jungles of this continent. Managed to stumble upon a small fishing village on the outskirts of the western coast of the continent. No more than maybe 24 strange kind of humanoid lizard folk seemed to exist in this space, and after a very tense discussion, they guided you up to what appears to be a small fishing post just off the coast ahead, where fishing vessels head up and down from the northern port. You managed to go ahead and pay your way onto one of these small fishing vessels with three individuals manning it, with a direct route to the port itself. There you were introduced to Captain Loken, a half-orc gentleman who is dressed in a series of billowing silks and a bit of a sly grin to one side of his mouth, and his first mate, Finney. He was a bright and cheery 17-year-old boy who seems to be rather excited at the fact that there are strange visitors from a far, far way away. Upon boarding this vessel, shouldn't be more than like an easy day's journey north, and the sky on this side, from where you originally entered the continent, seemed to be fairly clear. However, you made a wide berth around the continent, knowing that there was some roosting territories for apparently dragon turtles in the vicinity, and it was known to keep your ships at bay from any of these possibly dangerous waters. Slow progressing forward, you're finding yourself once again a little nauseous at the rocking, and the waters grow ever choppier and choppier. The sky is growing darker and darker the further north you go along the outskirts of this continent. It appears the storm that brought you to this continent has not dissipated since it arrived. And unfortunately, even though you can see the continent just barely silhouetted in the distance, the storm's caught this small vessel, and the waves are starting to roll, cascade, and smash. There's
Oh my god. Drink some water.
At this point, you hear the captain shout out, "All right, get some ropes, hold on, get down below, we're gonna ford this just fine. Don't worry." And you can sense the quivering in his voice. The confidence isn't quite there, but he seems to be intent on getting you there safe. The first mate runs up and goes, folks, please, just stay down. Everything will be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Am I with them at this point?
You have not actually arrived yet.
Oh, how much further do we have to go?
The captain kind of looks over. Hard to see with low visibility. The rain's taking its toll on my visual range. I'd say maybe 3-4 hours. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Hours?
I don't believe you.
It's a long time to be in a storm.
That's all right. We're fine. And he grabs one of the ropes of the giant sail on the back that's being battered and pulled, and you see him being pushed back, his boots sliding across the slick wood on the front of the ship.
Yes, I'm gonna grab.
All right, go
as
make
well.
an athletics check if you could, both with advantage.
No, 20.
Natural 20, okay. You grab the rope with him, and the three of you together pull to the side. The sail itself does not snap as you see the wood begin to bow, and instead it grabs a big gust and pull you away from the continent, but seemingly away from what looks to be a giant wave that crashes up and almost hits where you previously were. You feel the ship list ever so slightly and then right itself on the opposite side. You're having enough time with this. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God.
Oh no. 17.
You keep the remaining semblance of biscuit in your stomach somewhat inside. You're proud of yourself in this moment. At this point, the rain starts coming down even heavier. The sheer amount of near sideways rain as the wind is just picking up and blasting in the side of this ship. The first mate once again emphasizes, if you don't have to be on the top of the ship, please go underneath. You really, really need to have everyone here who knows how to run a ship here helping, not in our way.
Scurry underneath.
Yeah,
I've got to lie down for a
behind you.
bit. Yeah.
I'll go downstairs, but I
No,
think I'm going to...
you've been really helpful.
Okay,
Please stay
I'll
on.
stay here. I'll stay here. You go downstairs. I'll see you later.
Accompany you.
You can do whatever you want. I don't want
I'll stay
to
up here.
vomit all over you.
Let's do this.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I'll help.
All right. The third cabin mate who's down there hiding, you see, it's this kind of somewhat frightened, very, very meek dwarven male in his 30s or so, who's been really quiet since you first arrived. He's just down there with his knees clutched to his chest and just kind of looks as you all arrive. I don't like storms.
Oh, me neither.
I don't like
of us
storms
do.
either. Fellow dwarf, what's your name?
Gerald?
Hi, Gerald. I'm Ichabod.
Ichabod.
Yeah. We could keep each other company and maybe hold each other's buckets when we vomit.
Only a true friend would hold a bucket for me.
I would do that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's my bucket, hold it right now.
Oh, God.
There's a brief dwarf bonding moment as you both just take turns to a soft soundtrack, forging the chains of friendship through co-vomiting. As you guys are both on the top helping put on the ropes, and you can watch as the rain is hitting the sides so hard, the water is beginning to come up over the edge of the ship, and you can see you guys downstairs as waves begin to splash down past the stairs, and immediately the bucket that you guys have been in, Gerald goes, oh, I gotta find another use for this. Goes back up and pours it over the side of the ship, and then goes and starts trying to, one after another, small buckets full of seawater and throwing them over the side. I'm doing what I can!
Let me help you.
You only have one bucket.
Yeah.
We'll take it together.
Let's do it.
And you guys begin just taking the water over the side over and over again.
Are we going down?
The captain looks over. The ship never goes down. We're fine. And then you watch his face drop as you guys look and catch his eye line, and you see this one large wave swelling in the distance. In the dark.
I'd like to cast water breathing.
Go for it.
Okay. 10 willing creatures. How many creatures are there total?
What's the casting time on that?
24 hours.
What's the casting time on that?
Oh,
Is it
the
one
casting
action?
time, one action.
That's pretty quick. That's
Okay.
good. Okay, so you cast water breathing on everybody here.
Thank you, Rowan.
Aye.
Alrighty. So you go and gather everyone around, getting everyone in visible range. You have to get kind of right on the stairs between the group to make sure that everyone's viable within the spell's radius. And right as you watch the shadow of the wave begin to take over what little bit of light that's coming through the darkened clouds, you finish the spell, and everyone, you feel your lungs kind of fill with this effervescent kind of glow, this warm sense of transitioning air. Right as the wave splashes in and collides, you're all thrown topsy-turvy as the darkness of the water consumes you. You feel yourself being rolled around and thrown about. You hear muffled throughout the water beneath being the shattering of wood and the impact of various heavy things against you. I need everybody to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw, please.
No.
15.
11.
4. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Oh no.
What a way to start the day.
Who's gonna pray for me?
I'll pray for you. I'll pray to my
Okay, so who rolled above a 12?
I have water breathing.
Oh no.
Okay. So, you, a moments later, on top of the waters, and it's raining in your face, you're coughing and sputtering, and you're looking around, and you see just the shattered remnants of the fishing vessel around you, and
Where are all my friends?
you look and see occasionally a couple of unconscious bodies kind of just float to the surface, at which point a secondary large wave begins to swell. You have two allies close by. You see your pixie friend to your right, you see Lala, and then just over the edge, you see the first mate, Finney, who's currently now trying to get his way to the top of the surface, bursting through the surface. He looks out and sees you and goes, I don't want to die!
I'll save you! I'll save you, Finney!
You take hands, and you grab Lala as the secondary wave slams in. The rolling commences, something hits you hard from behind. Darkness takes your vision. Silence. Dreamless. Floating. Grit. Texture. Sand. Moira, you come to consciousness face down on the side of a beach. You can feel the waves kind of slapping into the side of your cheek as you kind of lift your head, the wet sand caked across the side, and glancing up you can see the sky seems to have cleared up somewhat. But you've washed up on the shore. It seems, thankfully, through the enchantment that got you in the last minute, that there was no danger of drowning. Mm-hmm. But you're currently looking about immediately in the vicinity, and all you see is yourself amongst a bunch of wooden wreckage.
Oh, good. Do I see any indication of civilization anywhere?
Make a perception check.
7.
Okay, 7. With a quick glance about, you're definitely in unfamiliar territory, except for, you've been in Chult, so you recognize the edge of the jungle. But you look where you are, the beach, and there is kind of like a lagoon that curls around this portion of a high cliff, about 25, 30 feet up, this rocky cliff that pretty sheer leads up into the twisted, tangled roots and vines that lead to the thick jungle canopies of Chult. You glance and see what appears to be a small cavern at the base, maybe about 10 feet wide, about 6 feet high, and you are surrounded by just destroyed wood, some of it recent, recognizable from the texture and the coloration of the fishing vessel, and other pieces of driftwood that have just been thrown about. You glance up, and walking along the very, very edge, you see the shadow of what appears to be some sort of bipedal humanoid figure that's kind of stepping in your direction.
I'm going to take out my requiter just to be prepared, not to be threatening, but to have it. Okay. And I'll do a cautious wave in their direction.
Okay. As you forded most of this storm, keeping somewhat off to the side and knowing the way of this jungle, you managed to avoid the battering of the weather. And upon emerging outside, you watched in the distance as a number of figures just kind of drifted up with the current. Once it was safe, you've kind of crested out the side of your little hideaway, and you see this one figure stand up on the edge of the beach and begin to hail you as it approaches cautiously.
Hello.
Hello. Who are you?
I am Kava Dragones. What is your name?
Kava, my name is Moira. I believe I have been shipwrecked on this island. Could you tell me where we are?
You are in Chult.
Oh, okay. We are not too far. Okay. Have you seen anyone else nearby? Anyone that looks like they might have been dragged out of the water?
I have not seen anyone else, but it was quite a terrible storm you were just in.
It was. I'm looking for a gnome, a dwarf, a pixie, and a tiefling.
I'm afraid I have not seen anyone.
At this point in time, you watch as this mound of wet sand kind of bursts open, and you see a large dwarven hand kind of as Ichabod slowly pulls their way out of the beach.
Is that a sand monster?
Going to help him out. Ichabod, how are you feeling?
Moira!
Oh my god, are you okay?
I think I died for 10 seconds.
Well, I'm glad you're not dead. Have you seen it? No, you haven't seen anyone else. You just came out of the sand.
But I came back.
You did?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'm not ready to die.
No, you're not.
You know, I've got more adventures to be had.
You do.
You also
do.
notice in your offhand you're still clutching Lala, who's unconscious, that you've held on to since you passed out. You come to consciousness, a little sore, realizing that you're still in the meaty grip of your dwarven compatriot who...
Ichabod!
Lola!
Not so tight!
Oh, sorry.
Lola, are you okay?
I think I'm good. I'm just,
Good.
you have a strong grip.
Here, let me get some colour back into your cheeks.
Oh, don't stop it too hard.
Oh, sorry.
So we're still missing Lilith and Rowan.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is our new friend Kava.
Kava, yes. I assume these are your friends you were
These are
looking for.
Two of them,
Oh.
indeed. We are still missing
You're beautiful.
Ichabod. Not now.
Why, thank you.
Not
I'm
now.
sorry. I don't usually look like this.
That is okay, I guess.
You look like you smell really good.
Why, thank you. I think we need to find your other friend.
Oh, yeah,
Two.
yeah.
We are missing two still.
Of course.
Shall we wander on the beach?
Well, I think we should try to maybe stay here if they come back.
True.
I don't know.
I did see a cave not too far away in the cliff face. Perhaps they might have gone in there.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Would you be up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Going to go into that cave.
All right. As you guys make your way up towards the cavern, make a perception check.
Oh, crit.
Oh, me too.
20, 20, and...
One.
Oh, look at that. Let's just go to the extremes this morning. All right, so you kind of still caught off guard by the dwarf's very unexpectedly aggressive flattery. Instead are still just concentrating on the moment, not paying attention to your surroundings, trying to absorb what just happened. You guys who are intent on trying to find your friends immediately start searching out across the entirety of the beach sand as you approach this cavern. You, Moira, look over and you see a familiar kind of hunched form that is buried beneath a couple of pieces of driftwood, and you immediately see what appears to be Lilith, stirring ever so slightly beneath it.
I'm going to go over and just throw them off her. Lilith, are you all right?
You are.
Welcome back.
I'm alive?
You are. For now.
I was kind of hoping.
I know. For now.
Okay.
We've gotten everyone but Rowan.
Where are we?
Chult. This is Kava, our new Dragonborn friend.
Hello, nice to meet you.
What's up?
I like your horns.
I like your horns.
Thank you.
Do you like my beard?
Your beard is nice.
It is good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you, Lily. I missed you.
I missed you. Well, I was unconscious, so I don't really. But I'm sure I missed you on some level.
Rowan, you and first mate Finney of the fishing vessel, two of the first to come to consciousness while the storm was still hitting, and took refuge just on the inside of this cave. You haven't gone fully in yet because it's dark and you're more concerned with the livelihood of your allies and friends. As soon as the rain begins to pass and you both are feeling a little more comfortable, you begin to peek out onto the beach just as you see a number of familiar faces all gathering and helping pull Lilith out from under the wreckage.
There you are!
Ryan!
We're a full group again. Thank God. Rowan, are you all right?
Quite well, thank you.
You look good.
Thank you.
Thank you for saving us.
Yeah.
Quite welcome.
Now that we've gotten all of our crew together, I'd like to maybe look for Captain Logan a little.
Finny. Sorry, begging your pardon, Finn or Finny?
Finney, but you can call me Finn.
Very well.
Okay. Well, he's a big captain, so he can't be too hard to find. I'm going to go ahead and have no idea where he is.
What about Geralt?
And Geralt. We need to find both of them.
I really miss him.
Let's go ahead and...
Hello, I'm Rowan, by the way.
Kava.
Pleasure.
Moira, you found your friends quite quickly. I'm impressed.
I did. We are pretty sturdy, I must say.
You two with your keen eyes glancing about over the next 5 minutes or so from the outside of the beach, you find two additional figures. You find Geralt, who is currently kind of pushed against a rock and looks pretty brutalized, but breathing. He kind of opens an eye.
Geralt! It's me, Ichabod!
You saved me!
Yeah, I looked for you at the last minute, but I did look for you.
I'll remember, and I'll never forget it.
All right.
Could you help me off this
Of
rock? I'm a bit
course,
stiff.
of course.
Moira, you glance over and see a large portion of what wasn't the ship you were on, but an older ship that may have been long beneath the water that had been kind of risen from the ferocity of the storm. And you find the splintered mast, of which on it you find the remains of Captain Loken, impaled partially through the torso, just hanging limply from the front.
Okay. I'm going to, Is it within clear view of everyone else, or?
I mean, if they were to look carefully, they would, but it's still far enough in the distance where you're the first to notice.
Okay, I'm going to make sure that no one else sees it. I don't want them to see that, especially Finny. I don't want him to have to see that as well. I think that perhaps we would do best to move on from here.
Do you have any idea where to go? Where'd you come from?
I've been living here on this beach for some time.
Living here?
Yes. I'm on my way. I'm looking for something that is seem to have cursed my family.
I believe we're on the same quest.
This wouldn't happen to be the soulmonger.
I do not know what is the origin of this curse, but I've been called here to Chult.
Okay, well, we are adventurers and we are on a quest as well into the jungle, perhaps.
You are more than welcome to join us.
Why, thank you. I will consider it. You seem to be quite a strong group of
I'd like to persuade her.
people.
Persuasion check.
9. We'd really love if you'd come.
You know, I'm used to working alone. I'm not used to being around so many people.
Their power in numbers.
I'll persuade her. Because I have proficiency. Oh, that's also a 9. Might do better to come with us. We have survived a storm. We are pretty hardy.
You have survived a storm, that is true. I don't know. I feel like
I'll persuade you. Well, yes, I got 12. Cover. Let's just take a little breather, all right? And just look at us. I'm surrounded by beautiful women. You know, I'm obviously a good guy if I have all these female friends.
Finney immediately puts his hand in front, noticing this is going south, and goes, at least help us find the captain. Doesn't roll well either.
Let me tell you, you did make a good point about your beautiful women. It's very rare that I meet another woman with horns. And perhaps I could use some friends.
Well, perfect. Join us.
I will ask you to speak less to me, however.
Okay, I could do that.
Give it time.
Finney turns to you, Rowan, and goes, you think the cat might be in the cave?
I suppose we didn't go all the way to the back.
Let's go look.
You know, Finny, I think that perhaps if the captain had survived, then he might be in a town. He might have had the wherewithal to find a larger city nearby.
Not during a storm, no. He's a smart captain.
Well, not during a storm, but after the storm. He might have thought that we would be going to a city as
That's
well.
true.
So he might be there waiting for us. You never know.
I hope so. Let's check just to be safe.
Aye.
Finny, he might be dead.
Ichabod, we don't know that.
Well,
I roll right. I'd like to go back to the cave
Okay.
and see what I find.
All right, so make an investigation check as you enter the darker interior of the cavern.
16.
16, okay. So, as you push into the back half of the cavern, it kind of winds a bit, and the smell of kind of damp earth and seawater definitely hits you stronger from the inside. It's almost like a briny scent, like certain semblances of the cave vegetation definitely seems to get a bit stale either before or after the storm. You do find what appears to be an old campfire, long since utilized. It is just nothing but charcoal and burnt wood, and what appear to be a few weathered blankets. And as the rest of you kind of follow in after this gaze, you begin to pull one of the blankets off, and you find what appear to be the remains of 4 humanoid skeletons.
Well, I guess they've been here for a while.
You got some packs, a couple of like things around that look to have been just kind of discarded and left where their last resting place was.
Do I find any, unlikely, but any edible rations? I feel like we're running low at this point.
Okay, as you begin to kind of sift through the surrounding area, the corpses, and through the bags, you find in one of the bags contains somewhat rotted food. Like a dried meat that has since been re-dampened by the recent storm. Just the moisture in the air and then spoiled even further.
Sea maggots.
You find 35 gold pieces.
Ooh.
You find a stone mask. like a face, like a stone mask, and a small amulet that glitters like a green emerald color with a silver filigree.
Ooh.
I think that perhaps picking these things up, we should, before picking these things up, we should look at them. And
Perhaps we should see if they might be cursed.
I never trust a mask. I never trust a mask.
Shall I roll Arcana to check if there's any sort of
Sure, go ahead and roll
spiritual trap? 12.
12, okay. As you take the mask and kind of glance at it from the front, it's very simple in its design. It definitely has like eye holes and what appears to be a slit for a mouth. And as you take it and kind of put it on, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
14.
Okay. You take the mask, and as you glance at it, even against your better judgment, there's some sort of like a magnetic force that pulls you to want to just see if it fits you. And you place it on the front of your face instinctually. It's cold. It's very cold to the touch immediately. It's been left there in this cold cavern for a while, and that immediate kind of flush of lower temperature causes you to shiver. But then suddenly there's a burst of warmth that seems to emanate from the mask against your face. And as the warmth begins to grow hot almost,
Ooh, I'd like to take it off.
but suddenly your vision shifts. You're no longer in the cavern. You see before you darkness. You have a vision of people around you. You don't know if they're humanoid, it seems, but you don't see any faces. They're small. And there's just hundreds of them gathered around you. They're below you. They're looking up to you, and you feel love. You feel adoration. You feel their
become a god.
intent to gift you.
Rowan!
Rowan, what's happening?
And then they all turn from you at once.
Oh, no.
And you feel loneliness. You feel that cold again.
Oh,
that
please
deep,
come
icy
back.
cold.
Rowan, we're here!
And that cold loneliness turns to fire. Burning fire. Every tree, every bush, every living thing must burn.
Rowan!
Rowan?
Then the vision is gone, and you throw the mask from your face.
What did you see?
Oh, dear. I don't think it was good. At first, I felt like I was a god, and I felt all this love and admiration, and then all the little people, I couldn't quite make out what they were. It was so dark. They scurried away, and suddenly I had the urge to burn things. I've never had the urge to burn things before. It felt a little fun. It was also a little scary.
We got to leave that mask here.
Agreed. I don't like
that sounds
it.
awful.
Or we could destroy it.
You really should probably bring that mask along. There's something about that mask that you
Perhaps it could come in handy.
I wonder if it took you somewhere else nearby, just gave you a different perspective of a place nearby.
It was so
Was it like
dark.
that?
I don't know if I'd recognize it. Would anyone else like to perhaps put this in their...
I'll carry it. I'm going to take my cloak off and wrap it up in my
As she
cloak.
begins to wrap it up, you're like, feel much more comfortable holding onto that mask yourself.
Actually, never mind.
Rowan,
I'd better
are you
hang on
sure?
to it myself. Aye.
Put it in your satchel. I don't want you to hold it. Okay.
I feel a rather magnetic connection to it.
Actually, can I? No, I probably can't. Never mind. I'm good.
Kava,
Yes?
from whence did you come here? Do you know whereabouts the nearest town might be where we could stock up before we pursue our quest to find and get rid of this curse?
There seems to be a town.
The side of the cliffs here do end about a quarter mile up, so you're probably gonna have to travel inland from here. You yourself are making your way on a northern path, even though you hadn't really scouted this area in a good long while. And some of the topography has changed, and some of the jungles have seemed more dangerous than you recall. So you yourself are kind of beginning to wonder what the safest route would be. If you're all heading to the port town on the north side of the continent, you're gonna have to travel inland to get there, and you're honestly you have a little bit of trepidation about going alone, so you're kind of feeling a little more comfortable having a group going with you now.
I have been hoping to make my way to Port Nyanzaru, but we must go through the jungle a bit. And I don't know if you have been in the jungle yet, but it is filled with undead and many very dangerous things.
Sure.
I happen to.
Well, I'm a zombie slayer, so
That is
if we
true.
run into any of those,
But I do happen to
got
know a lot
it.
about the jungle, so I can help
yeah.
guide you through.
Perhaps you could fly above the treetop and see if there's some sort of trail?
Yeah, I could try.
Okay. Do you guys?
Do I roll?
For you, you can just go ahead and fly up there.
Oh,
without
okay.
an issue, but then make a perception check once you get up there.
11.
11. Okay. So as you out of the cavern and make your way up higher, and the wind is still subsiding a little bit from the storm. It's a little rough, but you manage to get up there, kind of using your a little bit restored strength after getting a breather, and get above the tree line. And you can see already there's one clusters of very large flying creatures that you see maybe about a half mile away, moving. From what little bit of look you can see, their wings are not feathered. They're more of a leathery wing, and they have prolonged pointed faces. And you immediately get the sense you should probably fly a little lower. Not
Yeah, I'll
quite.
just
You're a small creature. but-
Get right above the tree line.
Okay. As you get down, there is no clear path. The jungles of Chult are very, very tight. They consume and swallow and obfuscate any sort of path from the upper view. You do see maybe about 3-4 miles up, probably a little further, what appears to be a small trail of smoke. A little lazy.
How far away was it again?
About 4 or 5 miles to the northeast of where you are.
Okay. I'll fly back down and I'll let. So there's not really a clear path, but about 4 or 5 miles northwest, there is a fire.
The fire.
A fire. Smoke. There's smoke. I don't know, I couldn't see beneath the trees, but all I could see was just smoke and a lot of big flying things with pointy faces.
What direction were they?
Also north.
I wonder.
I think we should just head into the jungle and defeat anything that gets in our way and go find the smoke.
It may be a city.
It may be a city, it may be a pub. I could use some ale right now.
I expect there will be some creatures along the way in the jungle that we could kill and feast on.
Yeah.
It's nothing we haven't dealt with before.
Forage for berries.
Ooh, true. Shall we head out then?
Are you feeling
see.
rested enough to?
I think so.
Yeah, I think when I was unconscious, I got some rest, you know.
Yes.
You're a bit stiff and a bit sore, but overall,
Yes.
you gather the sense that you were unconscious for quite some time.
And perhaps we'll run into the
Definitely
captain
sore.
along the way.
I hope so. Keep an eye out, please. He owes me money. As you make your way out of the cavern, there is the cliffside up there. It's relatively sheer, but could be climbed with some difficulty to reach the edge of the actual jungle itself. At this point, the clouds have subsided a little further in the darkened sky. Now you can see bits of blue peeking through in the sunlight, beginning to come through in beams in the distance. So at least you know the storm seems to be on its way out finally.
Rowan, do you happen to have your herbalism kit on you?
Aye.
I need, I'm very achy all over from
Might
that
be a
storm.
bit damp. Let's see if it survived.
It's a bit damp. Can it survive?
I have one pre-rolled.
Great, thank you. Now what to light it with? Oh, dragon, can you light this for me, please? Thank you.
Now, is the only way up to the jungle up these cliffs?
Yes, there are areas which are easier to climb, but they're about a mile southward, where you made your trek down to the beach side to try and skirt around a lot of the dangers that exist here. And the dangers that you are aware of in this area, some of the indigenous plant life can sometimes be a little bit of a sticky situation. You also understand to never really trust the safer route visually. The open glades and the soft floors seem to lead to ruin to many. And there are a number of large beasts that stalk these forests. Some just prefer to live off of the jungle and fight to defend themselves. Some scavenge, and some definitively hunt.
How high up is this cliff?
About 25 feet, 30 in places.
Oh.
And is it possible to cast Entangle against the cliff wall and climb up that way?
I would say if you did that, I'd give you guys all advantage on athletics checks to climb it, yeah.
Then I'll do it.
All right.
I'll just fly up and see if there's a good place for us to.
Perhaps when you fly, you can see what you see up there as well, to see if there's anything, large monster or something hiding from us.
Yes, I'll take a look and make sure there's no surprises.
All right, make a perception check as you get up
All
to the
right.
top.
I do believe, since jungle is one of my favorite terrains, that I get
You get advantage on that. Yes, you do.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Which is, okay, so 15 and, 20.
All right. I think we'll take that one.
I like that one.
All right, so you glance up ahead, and after kind of coasting back and forth along the edge, you find one area where the cliff is not quite as steep, and it's pretty low as far. It's like a 20, 25 foot climbing it at the top, which is going to lower the DC a little bit on the roll, which is good. You also notice immediately there is two sides of this jungle that are heavily, heavily choked with what looks to be a very bright green, vibrant, thorny vine. And as they're going about their business, you watch elements of the vine twitch and constrict, and you're like, okay, we're going to avoid those two paths.
All right. So there's some areas that we could avoid when you get up here. There's a plant and it's moving.
Oh,
I don't trust
no. I was entangled in one of those. It is not good.
It does not look good.
Should we go to the left or the right?
Do I remember which side it was on?
Well, there were two different sections that were heavy.
Yes.
You can either go between them or on either side, but it's fairly easy to avoid. It's not an issue.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of different routes we can take.
Well, let's take the easier climb and the better route.
All right. So as you cast Entangle, you watch as all out of the center of the sands and rock on the side of the cliff, these bright, flowery vines begin to constrict and wrap around elements of the rock and stone like a lattice, and almost like a natural net is thrown across the front of this cliff. And you can see very easy handholds now where previously there were none.
Don't the blossoms smell lovely?
They're perfect.
This
Quite
is a
nice
good
for me.
group to have around.
Yeah.
Should we roll athletics to see
Yes.
how well we...
All of you guys have athletics checks with advantage because of the Entangle.
What is
18.
18,
13?
Is there advantage?
and I got a
Wait, what's
natural
advantage?
20 and then
Roll twice.
18.
Oh, roll twice.
Yeah, roll twice and
I
take the
got
higher.
20
Nice.
18.
with an addition.
13.
13?
18.
18, okay. So through the 8 of you watching or seeing the best place to go on the 8 of the entanglement, which brought the DC down to a 12, all of you without an issue climb your way to the top, make your way to the edge of the jungle, and as soon as you get up there, you can see now that you've pointed it out, the very dangerous assassin vines that are currently wrapped at two different areas of the patch.
I'd like to make a nature check.
Sure.
8.
Okay, what would you like to know?
I'd like to know if these vines are toxic, how far they can move, if we should attack them right now, if they have any medicinal qualities.
As far as you can tell,
Everything.
As far as you can tell, with that roll, they seem dangerous, and best to just avoid them.
Okay.
Wide berth's a good call.
All right then. Don't know, never seen this kind before.
I would suggest you take some distance from those plants.
Yeah, I think we should just soldier on. You're always looking for berries to eat. There'll be berries along the way.
Sure,
I agree.
use
We
some.
should move.
Yeah.
So as you begin to move forward, you kind of guiding the direction towards, and actually, because this is your favorite terrain as well, you very quickly pick up the smell of that kind of distant smoke here and there, and you begin to use that as a beacon and occasionally flutter up over the canopy to make sure that you're on task to get to that location.
Awesome. And are we on task?
You guys will continue to move forward there. You get about a mile in. Have everybody go ahead and roll a perception check, please.
11.
11.
23.
12.
Okay. As you guys are all coasting along, kind of getting to know each other and conversing and keeping an eye on the beautiful but still ominous jungle that surrounds you, you kind of hear what sounds like rustling about 20 feet off to the side, and you glance over and you see something move through the brush.
Something is scurrying to our right.
We being followed.
I don't know, I just saw...
That moment you glance across the other side of the path and you see two more things go.
Oh, great. There's something on our other side also running through the plants.
All right.
I'm ready for a battle. Let's go.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
You watch as a relatively small, kind of maybe like waist-high, lizard-like creature emerges from the bushes ahead. It kind of steps out into the path and turns over and kind of glances and turns its head cutely to the side at you. It has a long tail and it stands bipedal with like hands kind of curled up underneath, and it kind of.
Does it look dangerous?
It doesn't look dangerous. It looks like it's curious.
Hello. can you speak English?
Can cast speak with animals. I'm
Okay.
going to cast speak with animals. Hello. Hello there. Who are you?
Just kind of turns his head at you and goes, boo. At which point,
Oh, God.
two other creatures rush in from the side while you're paying attention to this one. I want everyone to roll initiative. This is a
Don't trust cute things.
This is a surprise round for the two on the sides, except for you, because you're the one that saw them coming initially.
11.
17.
13.
12.
All right, so we'll
Also
say.
11.
All right, so we have 20 to 15. Anybody?
Oh, no. Oh, 17, yeah.
17. All right, so we have.
I think a lot of 12.
All right, 15 to 10.
13.
Oh, 11.
All right.
So 12.
All right. You got 11.
11.
All right. All right. And Rowan.
11.
11 as well. Okay. And Lala got 11 as well, right?
Yes.
Wow, that one's got 11. All right, great. So for this first surprise round, as you guys were paying attention to one across the way and you're waylaid from the sides, you're caught off guard, and so the only ones that can act this round are going to be you and them. They go first. So you have two of these creatures suddenly rush in from the side, their mouths full. These two are much larger than the one that caught your attention across the path. They're about as tall, if not a little taller than you at the shoulder, but they're longer than they are tall. Immediately, one leaps towards you, Kava. Jaws open, sharp teeth, just and watch as two of its hind legs with these giant curved claws go tearing towards your torso. However, as it tries to bite you, immediately your monk reflexes kick in, and it snaps its jaws in the air as you deflect it off to the side and step. However, as it lands, it turns around and leaps again with its claws towards you, and it's going to attempt to rake at you with its toe claws. With a 10
It misses.
and that's going to be a 25.
That hits.
All right, you take 11 points of slashing damage as the claw strikes into the side of your shoulder and cuts across your torso. Instinctually, you pull back away. However, the other one that is swarmed in on the opposite side is going to come for you, Moira. As you, this beacon of divine power tend to stand out amongst the rest of your allies, and this one just leaps onto you and your armored self. It attempts to bite you as a 13. No. Nope.
No.
It gets onto the armor, but it can't seem to pierce it, and you shove it off back on the ground as it leaps up again. Its claws now trying to go for your shoulders, anywhere where the armor seems to be somewhat plated. It's smarter than you expected some of these creatures to be. That's going to be a 19?
Yes.
All right. You take 11 points of slashing damage as one of its toe claws finds its way between the wedge and cuts through. You can feel like one of the tendons take a heavy point of impact.
Oh, God.
And the other toe claw just scrapes, just ineffective against the armor in front.
Okay.
The small one begins to go into a running charge. It's not going to be able to act this turn because it was using that turn to the surprise, so nothing there. It's your turn.
All right, I'm going to take my longbow, and I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on my arrow, and then I'm going to try and shoot the one that attacked Moira with a 26.
Yeah, that'll hit,
Okay.
definitely.
Beautiful, and it's going to take 5 and then another 5, 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage, nice. Great, so as you mark it, you feel your senses focus in on that one creature. As you pull back your bow and let the arrow loose, you see it sink into its torso about halfway down the shaft, and you can see the blood begin to just pool and dribble down the side of its torso. It kind of instinctually snaps at it as the pain hits in and the instinct takes over, and it looks back.
I'm going to shoot it again.
Okay.
Or not.
As you go for the second arrow, as it snarls at you, it kind of spooks you a little bit. This creature immediately puts its murderous intent on you, and as you go for the second arrow, you pull it back, and it slips out of your fingers. You're like, no.
Okay.
That's your turn. So that's the surprise round's over. We go to the very top of the round. Kappa, you're up first.
All right, I'm going to attack this fucker who just attacked me with my martial arts. 17.
That hits.
10 points. 8 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And then I'm going to attack again. 20.
That hits.
Another 6. And I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
14.
14 hits. Just hits.
Roll that again. That did not land. Oh, 5.
5 points of damage. As each impact and chop hits it, you can feel the bones kind of crack and break beneath, and you can already see like elements of the body begin to swell up from the impact, and it's kind of dazed for a second and withdraws. It's looking pretty hurt, but it's intent on vengeance for that flurry against it.
Oh, no.
Is that the end of your turn?
Should I? Maybe I'll do my flurry of blows, which gives me one more attack.
Sure. So spend your key point.
Yes. 22.
Go ahead and roll damage.
10.
So as it rears back and leaps, claws in the air, it comes down and you just whack, hit it right in the chest. You feel its whole ribcage shatter and it goes limp, and you just barely dodge out of the way before its body collapses to the ground, no longer moving.
I like her.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Do
That
hope
was
you'll stay
fantastic,
around.
Carver.
Why, thank you. I do what I can.
Good decision.
Yes.
At which point the two other surviving ones, the smaller one and one of the initial attackers, kind of both turn and see it, the one crumpled to the ground, turn back to you and the rest of the group and rush in. The smaller one is going to head towards you since you dealt the death blow to its ally, and that's going to be a 20 to hit with its
It hits.
bite. You take 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh, no, no, no.
That's a natural 20 on one of its toe claws. And
Wait, what did I take? Sorry, just
So
a
so you
second.
took 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
20 points of slashing damage on the critical toe claw.
Oh, boy.
And then the second toe claw comes at 11 points of slashing damage.
And I'm out.
Oh my.
You watch as this dramatic moment as Kava just takes one down and then just gets slammed to the ground and then raked across with claws.
It's all right. It's all right. We can take care of her. We just have to take care of these guys first.
All right.
Are you at 1?
The other one,
I'm unconscious.
unconscious. The other one that's turned and is now kind of shrieking around at the ones in the vicinity, turns towards you and goes running. However, you get an attack opportunity as it rushes past you.
Perfect. Yes.
Go for it.
Going to punch it right in the face with my scimitar, named Requiter. 20.
That hits. Go and roll damage.
Perfect. And as I am attacking, I'm going to shout its name, Requiter, which gives me Flame Tongue, which does an additional 2d6 fire damage.
It does.
Okay. 9 damage as it is, and then 6, 11 of fire.
Oof.
Don't fuck with me. Don't like you.
As it rushes past, intent on attacking your demon bard friend over there, your scimitar bursts into flame, and as you arc past with one strike, you cleave straight through its shoulder to where its neck is, and it's cauterizing the wound as its body just falls into 2 separate piles of now partially cooked flesh on the ground.
Perfect.
Way to go, Moira.
Thank you.
Pretty good to me.
Perfect. Let's see. That brings us to Ichabod.
Yes, it's the little guy that's still alive.
Yeah, the one that's now on top of Kava's unconscious body and is just like biting and tearing into her.
All right, well, I'll be taking my magical war pick, +1, and going for its jugular. I got 21.
That hits.
All right. Oh, damage 1.
Plus.
1 plus your strength modifier.
All right, 5.
There we go. All right, cool. 5 damage on the first hit. Whack! You slam onto it. It's still pretty tough for a smaller-looking creature,
Yeah.
and it's still focused on the
It's a
unconscious.
little itty-bitty thing. I'm gonna save Carver. Maybe she'll fall in love with me. I'll be attacking again.
Perfect.
Right, we got 11. Oh, 18.
18. That hits. Go and roll damage.
Yeah. We've got 9.
9 points of damage. So as you rush over it, one hit, pull up with your hammer, slam with a second hit. This one more impactful. You see it kind of crumble under the anger, under the pain of it. It snaps back at you in anger, but it's still clutching on very tightly to its current quarry that it knows is on the cusp. and wants to feast.
All right, I'll be using my action surge and attacking
Okay.
again because I really want her heart. Okay, we got 23.
That hits.
We've got 8.
8 damage, alrighty.
One more.
One more attack.
All right, here we go. 15.
15 hits.
Yeah. Oh, 5.
5. Okay, you slam once again, and it's a fourth final blow heavily to it, and you're watching as parts of its body are starting to crumple underneath it, and it releases one of the toe claws that's currently like jammed in the side of her torso, and as it pulls through, you see the blood begin to pool, and it's starting to soak into the dirt beneath her, but the creature releases the body and backs up, and it's wounded, and it just looks at you, and you get the sense that for its smaller size, it's tougher than the other two that it was traveling with, and it looks straight to you with its hyper-intelligent reptilian eyes and kind of gives you a look of fair play, if you could understand what it was saying. Instead you hear, that ends your turn, Lilith, you're up.
Okay, I would like to cast Blade Ward, cantrip, to protect myself against piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage.
Perfect.
And then do I also get to make an attack?
Blade Ward is an action, so that's going to
Oh,
be
it is.
most of your thing this turn,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
If you still wanted to do it, I'll let you do it if you want to do something else instead, but.
Can I use cure wounds on Kava? Will that do anything?
Yeah,
It will?
it'll possibly bring her back up from consciousness if you do.
Okay, I'd like to use cure wounds.
Okay, so you better do Blade Ward, and you go over and see her body on the ground. You're like, no, it's a little more important to save this new friend. And so as you rush past, now with the creature off of her body, you see an opening to rush in next to Ichabod and put your hand out and you grab her bleeding body and instill her with the divine energy. You suddenly come to consciousness. Breath comes into your lungs.
Where am I at hit point wise?
Your roll for it's 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
5.
So you're at 5 hit points.
We needed you back.
Carla, you saved us, so we did our best to save you.
They're still creatures.
Yeah.
Which, you're now next to the creature. You finished that action. Do you have anything else you want to do with your turn?
Sure. I'd like to take my longsword. Can I?
You've used your action to cast Cure
Okay.
Wounds, so
What can I do?
I say you can move, and if you had anything with a bonus action, you could utilize that. But
Action.
otherwise, you've made a glorious turn in salvaging a friend from the corner edge of
Yes,
death.
and
so.
protecting myself. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you still draw your weapon out there, and you're kind of keeping a defensive stance, kind of partially guarding her alongside Ichabod, and just staring this creature down as it's like. Alrighty.
ready.
Lala.
All right, I'm going to shoot that creature with my longbow. I'm also going to move marked enemy upon
Okay,
that
so
one.
bonus action to that one.
Yep.
Perfect.
That didn't land, but that did.
Yep.
With a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
And he's going to take 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
I'm going to shoot him again. Oh no, that's 8 total.
8 total. Okay.
Yeah. And then 22 to hit.
That hits.
And he's going to take 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Great. So as both these arrows sink into its side, you watch as now both of these fletchings are barely visible as they've sunk deep into its body, one to the side of its throat, one into the side of its chest, and it's now barely standing on its 2 legs, and it's sitting there starting to think. And it's the intelligence in its eyes, you see it's glancing for an escape route, and it looks like it's probably going to try and make a run for it. But that ends your turn. That brings us to Moira.
This
And
thing
Rowan,
is
both you guys at the
not
same time.
At the same time. Want to take it down? Let's take it
Agreed.
down. All right. Going to come back in with the requiter. 19, 25. 25.
25
Good
hits.
hit. Oh, good. I was
are you
hoping
doing?
it would.
I'd like to produce a flame and hurl it at it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll damage on that, and go ahead and
10.
10 points of damage.
2, 8,
You have to,
it's 2. Oh,
you have to roll to hit.
Yep.
9 plus.
Plus your spell attack, Mark.
15.
15 hits. Go and roll damage.
7.
All right, great. So as it turns and it's about to run away, you rush to intercede, and as it heads towards you, its claws are out. It's going to try and run over you in claws. It goes. You get low and arc upward with the scimitar. Whack! And as you hit it, because of its smaller size and the sheer force of Helm's, divine power behind it, you throw it up into the air, and as you see it kind of screeching and tumbling, you take that moment to go ahead and produce your ball of flame and throw it up. It arcs and slams into its side, and as it does, it detonates, throwing it about 10, 15 feet off the rail. You watch it tumble and fall lifeless and smoldering into the side of the jungle.
Perfect.
Don't like the smell of these crisp lizards.
We got our revenge. That's good.
Wonderful.
You're a good group to have around.
Thank you.
You're good to have around as well.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
Although I'm feeling quite weak at the moment.
We should perhaps rest if we have the chance.
Yeah, but we haven't had food in a long time.
That's true.
I'm going to cure wounds on Kava as well.
Okay. First level?
Yeah.
right,
Or
one-
should I do second level?
Up to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
8, 10.
10 hit points to you. Perfect.
How many more hit points do you need?
A lot.
I can do.
I can also do my wholeness of body, and expend a key point for that.
Wholeness of body?
Yeah, so that'll be 18 additional.
Okay.
If you need more healing, let me know.
I mean, I'm not full, but what can you do?
Hey.
Cure wounds. I'm a paladin.
I'll take it. I will take your cure wounds.
I'll do second
We
level.
just need to make it to sleep tonight.
We can get there.
And then we'll restore.
I'm also going to try and see if there's anything else coming our way right now.
20.
Never mind.
20 points of health.
You seem distracted
full.
by this sheer volume of sounds that you can now hear from the jungle. Like you're listening now and you're trying to hone your senses, and you hear birds in the distance, you hear distant growls. You figure the noise that happened and the shrieks that were given out by these creatures that came after you might have also been a hunting call. And you briefly sense, while you cannot see anything, that's dilly-dallying too long is probably not a very good idea.
We should really get moving.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right. You guys make your way in this direction. You're kind of guiding the path. Once again, heading up above and keeping track. And at some point, you do notice that the center of the pathway is filled with more of those tangled green vines. But because you already acknowledged them earlier, you're fairly easy to avoid. And you make kind of a large arc into the jungle around. As you pass through that one large arc, you see what looks to be a large, colorful flower. And you, having already encountered one of these in your travels before, mention to everybody that this is designed to devour and draw things. to
Avoid
it.
this flower. It will eat you. It is very hungry.
But it's so beautiful.
Do not, little one. Do not.
Who are you calling little? Well, I am little. It's okay.
While we're hiking on the trail, I'd like to take a look at the green amulet that I found in the cave.
All right,
And roll
go ahead,
Arcana
go.
and see what it does. 17.
This is quite a nice magical enchantment on it. This is considered an amulet of protection. Whoever would wish to attune to it along the way, as you put it on, it has a +1 to your armor class and saving throws.
Yes.
All right.
It glitters as you look down on it. You feel this this wave of protective energy just slightly drift through your body.
I feel quite invigorated.
Let's keep hiking on, right?
Yes, we should.
We've got to get to that smoke.
Yes.
Do I still know where the smoke is?
You lose the trail briefly from all the distraction, so your travel time does slow, but you do eventually come to the cusp off the beaten path of where this smoke is. And the source, as you find it, you come to the very edge of what appears to be a small village in this slight glade opening that's being cleared. A lot of the jungle trees in here have been cut down. You can see the trunks where they still remain, though it's been a while since they were originally cut. You see dozens of small, like thatched huts made of clay and various wayward pieces of wood and stone.
About as small as the little things that I was seeing in my masked vision.
Possibly. You do also notice a series of the denizens of this village. These small, kind of half, like waist-high to a human, frog-like creatures of varying colors. Some bright green, a number of them bright orange, and they're all in the process of going about their daily life. I can have everybody roll a stealth check, please.
Oh boy.
Oh, 20
16.
natural.
7.
19.
15,
11.
16.
16?
7.
11.
4.
Okay. So, as you guys are very carefully making your way through the underbrush and looking over into this area, you hear the of your dwarven friend and your armored cleric kind of squinting their eyes and glancing over, and as that shush comes by, immediately you watch as 3 orange-colored frog-like creatures leap down from the trees that you didn't see they were before with their short bows. Arrows already drawn towards you and go,
Oh, we mean no harm.
When do you speak with animals again? We're not here to hurt you. We're just moving through the jungle.
he kind of leans in and looks towards you.
Persuade them to let us pass.
Come to hunt. Come to kill.
No. We were attacked by creatures earlier and we killed them, but only out of necessity, and they were not like you.
Make a persuasion check.
Okie dokie. Can do.
Are they going to kill us?
12.
12.
12.
He watches his throat pouch kind of opens up and he gives off this call sound, and a number of other frogs begin to rise, and they begin to just encircle you. They're not making any immediately aggressive stance of attack, but they're definitely in the process of kind of just surrounding you, and there's probably about 12 of them or more coming right now.
We are so fucked.
Not going to keep your hands up. We are not here to harm anyone. We're just passing through.
What do you seek?
We are on several quests, I believe, to find something called the Soulmonger. It's been hurting people, and we're trying to destroy it so it doesn't hurt anyone else.
Talk to the elder. Come on.
Okay, sure.
And as they encircle you, and they kind of give, some of them have spears, and they kind of push you along. They've been leading you into the center of the village.
Myra, what did they say?
They said that we need to talk to the elder. Don't poke me. We need to go and talk to that elder.
Watch as your tired dwarven friend is like kind of being pushed along, and your first mate Finny is looking extremely nervous at this whole endeavor. He's like, oh, these are a lot of frogs.
Finny, it's okay. It's okay. They're not going to hurt us. Don't worry.
All right.
You're with us. We'll
There's
protect
too
you.
many of them for us to fight.
I have a legitimate childhood fear of frogs.
Close your eyes. Just follow one of us. It's fine, Finny. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You will be okay, child.
Frogs?
Everyone just remain calm until we talk to the elder.
Yes.
Don't antagonize.
You're pushed further down into the center of this village, and it's a small kind of haphazard village, and you get the sense as you look at the bottom of these domes, these domiciles, that they're portable, they're movable. Like they're elements of this village that can shift from place to place, and you can see looks like small wheels beneath a giant stone tower in the center of the village. It's about maybe 10 feet, 15 feet up, with ladders on each side, and there are small piles of partially burnt kindling in each corner. It's like a central temple or worship spot.
I'd like to roll Arcana to see if there's any connection to the mask.
Sure, go for it.
13.
13. It's hard to say, but looking at the stone texture and color, it looks like it's made of similar material of the mask that you found. As you approach the center, you can see sitting at the base of it on this small kind of mildewy pillows, the only way I can describe it. It's cloth and fabric that appears to have been scavenged more than made by these creatures, and it's just been used as this kind of sitting platform, and it's this gathered moss and dirt over time. And you see a very thin, very bright, kind of goldish red colored frog in the center whose limbs are long and kind of dangling off the front of it. Its legs are squat and the knees almost rest at each side of its face. It's just kind of sitting there in front, and as you approach, you notice he has this kind of tattoo in the center of its forehead that's in the shape of an arrow, and it puts its one spindly hand up, and all the frogs stop and kind of part in front of you and kind of push you a little bit towards, and you get the sense this is probably the elder.
Should we bow?
Can't hurt.
A little bow, sure.
Show respect.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Elder. You'll have to talk to him, Myra.
Yes. Hello. We are a small band of adventurers. We are not coming through your village to harm anyone. We're on our way to find an artifact that's been hurting people.
I also cast Speak with Animals so I can understand what's going on.
Perfect,
Okay.
perfect.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 19. 21.
You very discreetly whisper the incantation and the various physical movements necessary without any of the nearby frogs noticing. So you're fine. The hand goes down. And
I am Elder Kusas. If you mean no harm like the rest of your kind, and you do seek this evil, then what is your business with us?
We were just passing through. We ended up just on the outskirts of your village. We didn't mean to. We saw fire and we thought that perhaps it was a larger city where we could get provisions, but we were not here to attack you.
We were shipwrecked,
Yes.
and we're just trying to get on our way.
Here for trade?
Not quite for trade, no. We're here to eliminate a curse that's spread throughout the land. You wouldn't have happened to. We're open to trade.
We may have
if
some
you'd
things
like.
for trade.
And if he might like to trade.
We might have some things, yes. Yes.
You wear many shiny things. We like shiny.
He likes your shining things.
Yes.
And what would you be trading us for? Giving us in return, I mean.
Your lives.
I see.
Or eats or other trinkets.
And he puts his hand behind, and you watch as a couple of smaller frogs produce these chests that contain a number of like seashells and pearls that have been gathered from the nearby coastline. What appears to be other scavenged and broken artifacts or decor that have just been brought in from the surrounding civilization.
Do you have any food?
And he snaps his fingers, and you watch as a couple of them come forward, and they place down what look to be numbers of spiced fish that have been recently cooked. And you glance past them, and you see that smoke that you saw earlier was this large cooking bonfire. What looks to be a lattice of metal pieces. It looks like almost like doors or bars that they've found and just kind of roped together on the edges with wire and formed this large grill grate. And they're just like throwing large bits of meat and fish on it. And that's the big column of it. Smells wonderful. It's catching you.
That is delicious.
Perhaps we could trade this. We found a mask on the beach. Perhaps we could trade that. Just shiny.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes.
I believe we may have found something that might belong to you, and I'd be willing to trade it for our lives and provisions for 5 days' worth. And we'll be on our way. No harm.
Kind of curls his hands under his chin. As soon as you produce the mask, every single frog around you gives a and they all just start squealing and screaming. The mask in front of you, you feel like the warmth that when you place it on your face immediately, and a voice curls into their mind and says, "You've brought me back." Make a wisdom saving throw.
Wrong choice, wrong choice.
19, and I get to roll twice for gnome cunning.
You do.
19 plus 11.
That's enough. You feel the mask once again gravitating towards you, but you withstand it and throw it onto the ground. And at which point, a lot of the frogs begin just running and scattering. Like they're just like weapons dropped, or they're bolting off to the side as you guys are there between. The elder is like, he's like backing up against the stone, and you watch as the mask kind of lifts up off the ground on its own, and you see this spectral form appear around it. This large, kind of it looks humanoid, but these giant bird wings curl up from behind it, and you see this spectral beak that projects from the front of the mask. These burning eyes in the center of its sockets, and it goes,
I've returned for my revenge, traitors!
roll initiative.
What's happening?
What did we ever do to him?
Traitors.
Critical 20.
19.
All right, 19 to 20? Or sorry, 15 to 20?
11.
22.
Oh, 22. All right, we have Rowan. All right, what'd you
19.
19. Wow.
Oh, goodness.
All right, 15 to 10?
10.
11 to 10? All right. We have
12.
Ichabod.
Oh, 12 over here.
Oh, 12. All right. We have a Lilith And we have a kava.
What did you roll?
A 3.
All of 3.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Nobody die.
All right.
It's fine. I'll
Fine,
heal
it's
your
fine.
damage after.
We're fine.
I'll heal your
This
damage
is fine.
after.
All right. Well, you watch as the spectral entity, which has paid less attention to you and more attention to you and all the frogs around it, and is now focused on the elder. You see it looking to like ascend towards the elder and make its way in that direction. Rowan, you're up first. Since you were the closest to the mask and you feel the connection there, you instinctually jump into action.
Okay. Is this a physical entity?
It's hard to tell. You can see through it. You don't know if it has physicality. I make an intelligence check.
That's what I was afraid of.
Oh, God.
18.
18. Looking at it, you get the sense that it has some corporeal element. It does seem to have some physicality to it. The fact that the mask is lifting and as it steps, you watch the ground crunch beneath its walk. Even though it looks see-through, it looks like it has some physical form to it.
All right. I transform into a giant eagle. And I'm gonna attack it.
Go for it, go for it. So one bird creature against another, you suddenly take on a conversing or a different type of bird form and go after this entity. Go for it.
And I'll be attacking first with me beak. Oh, yeah. 20
A natural 20, yeah, that'll start. Go for it, all
to
right.
hit.
Good battle.
And 5 piercing damage.
You get to roll,
Roll again.
Oh.
for your crit.
Yeah, there you go. 10 points of piercing damage. Nice.
And then I'll be following up with a talon attack.
Go and roll for that attack.
9 plus 14.
14. The first strike hits it with such an impact that the mask kind of turns towards you, and you can see the spectral beak kind of behind it. As you go with the claw attack, its spectral hand reaches back and smacks it across the side. And you kind of you dodge it out of the way. It doesn't hurt you, but it pushes off and manages to completely dispel the second attack. But you're now there, flying right in the face of this entity. That ends your turn. Okay, so that ends your turn. It now comes to the creature's turn. And you can hear now the elders screeching, Gruftok has returned! And as it's trying to crawl up the back, the entity turns and focuses towards you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
9.
You guys watch as the spectral form suddenly seems to dissipate rapidly, and instead it seems to swirl into the mask, and the mask jets over in your direction and slams onto your face.
God.
You watch as the spectral form now forms around your body. You rise up off your feet, and you are now currently possessed by this entity.
God damn it!
I'm sorry for whatever I might do to you guys.
At which point,
Incapacitated.
as you start saying that, I'm sorry, guys. You begin laughing creepily, and a burst of flame just radiates. I want everybody here to make a reflex saving throw.
Oh my God.
Would that be Dex?
Dexterity saving throw. Reflexive dexterity.
Natural 20.
Oh, 16.
So 27 with my natural 20.
Okay.
Guess who rolled it
As
for
a
you
giant
again?
eagle. I rolled a 9
Yeah,
plus.
plus 3. Yeah. All right, so anybody who got under a 14, you take 11 points of fire damage. Anybody above takes 5.
I'm resistant to fire.
So you take 2. That ends its turn. Lala, you're up.
Okay, I don't know what to do. It's in Lilith's body,
Yeah.
but I can't attack her. Would it hurt
Does
Lilith?
anyone have dispel
What do I
magic?
do?
One way to find out.
Go for the mask.
The mask is the whole.
Can I try to jump on her and pull the mask off?
If you'd like to, yeah.
Okay, what would
So-
that be?
Well, you fly over and wrap your fingers on the edges of the mask and begin to pull as hard as you can. That'd be an athletics check. I would say with disadvantage.
Okay. So 9 or 3.
Grab and pull as hard as you can, but it seems like the arcane energy that's affixing this possession to her body is just too strong.
No. Can I stab her with my short sword?
You can.
Okay, I'm going to try and find a very non-lethal place to stab Lilith.
Make an attack.
But I don't know what else to do. 23 to hit.
What's your armor class?
13.
That hits. Go and roll damage.
I'm so sorry, Lilith. I love you. 5 points of
I'm
damage.
sorry.
You take 5 points of damage as she stabs you with the short sword, and the pain hits you, and you watch as the spectral form around her kind of shivers and shimmies slightly. It seems like it has had some sort of small impact on the possession.
I need to knock her
Can I
unconscious.
attack again?
You can.
Okay. With a 22 to hit.
Real friends
And-
aren't.
Oh, wait, sorry, that's the wrong number. 19 to hit.
That hits, yeah. Go and roll damage.
5 points of damage.
Another 5 points of damage. So he's being just slashed by your pixie friend who just has this look of absolute despair as Lala. It's like, I'm so sorry. But with each impact, you're watching as the spectral form kind of flickers. The laughter just continues burbling out of her throat. All right, Ichabod, you're up.
Oh, I'm also going to try to pull the mask off.
All right, you rush up, grab on, athletics check.
Oh, 21.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of your size, I'm not giving you the disadvantage because you're a dwarf and you're a sturdy figure. You begin to tear and it hurts. You do suffer 2 points of damage as the mask is pulled from your face, but as you do, the spectral form sips back into the mask and you're now clutching it and you feel the strength of it in your hands. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God.
Wait.
Oh, natural 19.
Oh, it's a 20 for it. A fight.
It's a crit for you,
It's a crit.
champion.
All right, so what's your wisdom saving throw bonus in that too?
Wisdom.
0? Okay, yeah, that's enough. So
I'm
you,
not smart.
in holding the mask there in front of you, you feel it begins to try and force its way onto you, and you just throw it, and as you do, it reverts back to its spectral form, possessing nobody. So
I'll be attacking if
go
I
for
can
it.
attack.
Go
Yes.
for it. I'll give you one attack on that.
Okay,
I'll say
great.
that
I'll be
action.
using my magical wall pick. His
Okay.
name is Indomitable. And Kristak is going down. Or maybe not. Oh, 16?
16?
Yeah.
Just barely misses. You go and swing, and as you swing your weapon, you watch as the form kind of separates and leaves air where its arc went through and then reforms. That ends your turn, Ichabod. Kava, you're up.
Oof. I'm going to use my breath of fire
Okay.
on it.
So as your bonus action, you reach back.
Yeah.
Does not make his dexterity saving throw, so full damage on this.
Full damage, 3d6.
You're up next, Lauren.
All three of these.
Got a plan.
That doesn't count. 10, 14.
Nice. 14 points of fire damage. As the blast, you see it scorch through it, burns the ground around it. The actual front of the mask begins to blacken a little bit from the impact of the flames. A little bit of ash kind of cuts off of it, and you can see it. It took the brunt of it, but it's still holding strong.
All right. I don't get another attack with that, or?
But that's your bonus action, so you
Oh, that's
do
my
still
bonus
have your
action.
action. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So I do my breath of fire, and then I'm going to take my butterfly sword and slash at it.
Okay.
15.
15 does not hit, unfortunately. You go to swing, just passes through its form, no effect.
And then I'm going to use my. I did my bonus already.
Yeah, so that's your turn. All right, Moira.
I'm going to use one action to cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself, so I
Okay.
cannot be possessed. And I'm also going to use my bonus action to concentrate Thunderous Smite on my weapon.
Okay, so as you sit there and focus, you watch as all these glowing sigils of divine energy around you, forming this kind of exterior shield of magic. And as soon as you open your eyes, your weapon bursts with what looks like a lightning bolt ready to strike and explode. That's going to end your turn, I believe. All right, that brings us to the top. Rowan, you're up again.
That'll be attacking again.
You swoop in once more. Eagle on eagle violence.
6 doesn't hit the first time.
Natural one, it doesn't. It dodges out of the way and actually appears behind you, ready to strike.
15 plus 20.
But you do spin around this time and make your claw attack on it. Go ahead and roll damage.
7 slashing damage.
7 slashing damage. You tear across its form. You watch as the spectral body kind of gives this kind of ragged tearing sound and kind of sucking growl. Awesome. That ends your turn then? It's now its turn. Okay, let's see. Okay. It's going to glance over at you, the eagle, the one that originally connected with the mask, and say, "Be a good friend." Make a wisdom saving throw. Natural 20. You feel the influence, the seed that it planted in your head when you once donned the mask, but you're too strong and you shrug it off and kind of gets frustrated and then unleashes another blast of flames around. I need everybody to make another dexterity saving throw, please.
18.
21.
21.
Dexterity.
7.
7, okay.
Oh, 10.
Okay, so both of you guys take 11 points of fire damage.
15.
Okay, you take 5 points of fire damage.
21.
5
and
points
I'm
of fire damage.
resistant
Yeah, so 2 points.
Wait, I'm resistant.
to fire.
So you take half that. So you take 2 points. So you take 5 points of fire damage.
17.
No, I think that he said you take 11.
Yeah,
So
so-
you'll take 5.
Oh, sorry, so you take 5. Yeah, actually, it was 5 points of fire damage. Okay, so the burst blasts out from the area, and you watch as its form begins to spin and begin to shift its way back to the large stone pillar. And you watch as it uses its movement to kind of leap away, and it begins climbing the stone platform. You can see about 15 feet up, there's like a small, looks like a bowl or a seat, and it's now trying to make its way towards it. That brings us to Lala.
Okay, I'm going to try and shoot it. Well, have I cast marked enemy on it yet?
I don't believe you. No, you did. You started last turn with it. You did.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to shoot him with my longbow with a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Beautiful. And he's going to take 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage with the first
I'm
hit.
going to
Nice.
shoot him again with a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's going to take, roll this one again, 16 points of damage.
Another stats. Wow.
Yes.
As you release both arrows, you watch one hit and splinter across the mask, causing it to kind of be offset for a second, and the creature's whole form kind of shakes and it almost slips about 5 feet, catches itself again as it begins to bring its way up the platform again. The second shot goes through its chest and lodges itself. And now you see within the spectral torso, the arrow is just stuck there, being brought with it as it climbs up. It's starting to, you can see its form is definitely having a hard time maintaining its actual corporeal self at the moment. At the end of your turn, the spectral eagle head kind of pulls out of the mask. It's still focused upward, but now it's almost like creating two heads out of it. One turns towards you and goes, "Come, show your true colors." Make another wisdom saving throw.
No.
14.
21.
21.
21. You are not letting this creature anywhere in your brain. It's wasting all of its legendary actions. All right, cool. So that ends that turn. That brings us to Lilith.
How close are we
You're
to him?
you're right now about 30 feet from the creature.
Everyone is? Who's close by?
Close to it would probably be you, because you were just recently attacking it, and you as well. Moira, you're still back a bit, and actually you're pretty close. You just pulled the mask off last turn. So you're about 10 feet, 5 feet within it, yeah.
Okay, so then I'm not gonna do that. So I'm going to use my light crossbow.
Okay.
20 to hit.
20 hits.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. You aim it upward, release the bolt, and it sticks kind of in the back of the head where the eagle face kind of splinter off and withdraws back into the mask. Is that end your turn?
I'd also like to cast Bestow Curse. Or does that work on
I'll let
this
you.
entity?
You can try. I'll let you try. I'll let you try.
Okay. I'd like to. Oh, but then I'd have to touch him. So no, I'm not going to do
You
that.
could do that if you want to rush up and try and touch. Use your movement and leap to grab towards it.
I'm just going to use my crossbow again. 17.
17 will hit, just barely, yeah.
7.
7 points of damage, great. So the second bolt jams in, and you now see like between your arrows and your bolts, the thing's starting to look like this weird translucent pincushion. But it's still climbing its way to the top of that tower. Ending your turn now, that brings it to Ichabod.
All right, I'll be taking my indomitable war pick and taking it out. It's glowing.
So it's about 5-10 feet up on the platform.
8.
You rush towards it. As you go to leap, your foot catches one of the roots in the ground, and instead of doing a dramatic arc, you go poof, face down in the dirt. Your weapon scatters about 5 feet ahead of you, and you kind of pull up, and you can see the liquid mud that hits the base and lower area of this village is just smeared across your dwarven beard and face.
That was a lot of poop on my face. Oh my goodness. What can I would like to go get my war
You
pick
go and
again.
grab your war pick, and not quite as a heroic fashion, make your way towards the creature.
Yeah, I'll be attacking it again. Come on, Indomitable, come on! Oh, 15.
15, you go to strike, and you hit the stone just below it, just out of range. It's been a bad round for Ichabod. The heroic heart is not kicking in.
Just one more action surge, if I may.
You've already
You
used
already
your
used-
action surge. You get one.
All right. Well,
You're up.
All right. I already used my breath of fire. I don't have any ranged stuff. I'm gonna take my butterfly sword
Okay.
and go at it.
Okay, so you rush up, kind of ninja running up the side of the stone platform alongside it and slashing off to the side. Go ahead and roll for your attack.
18 plus.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that,
it hits.
That hits.
Okay.
AC 17, you figured by
Yeah.
now. So.
7.
All right, 7
And I'm
points of
gonna-
damage. You slash through its form.
Do it again. I will take this out. No, I will not.
The second strike, it's wised up to your presence, and as you shifts out of the way, and you slam your weapon to the side of the stone platform.
All right, and then I'm going to use a key point to do patient defense and dodge as a bonus action.
Okay, so you're now in the dodge action. As you're kind of climbing up the side of the platform, being wary of any attack it gives. All right, at the end of your turn, it's going to use its last legendary action. Let's look back at you one more time. You go,
Now, child, to me.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
13.
13. This moment, its will filters into your brain, your eyes glaze over with a burning red fury, and you spin around and turn towards Lala. No. Lala, you watch as the giant eagle swarms towards you with a screech. go ahead and make your, is it a beak attack? Yeah, make a beak attack against Lala.
No.
Rowan, no!
10 to hit.
Armor
Oh,
classes?
no, it does not hit. My armor class is 17.
What little bit of resistance there is in your mind manages to resist the muscular attack, and you pull up, just giving Lala enough time to dodge out of the way. No strike. Ending that. Moira, you're up.
I'm going to take my action to go over to her and try and rip the mask off of her eagle form.
The mask is actually still up on the
Can
creature.
I
on the-
Misty Step to it?
You can, yes.
I'm going to Misty Step up to you, and I'm going to
It's not on her.
The mask is on the creature.
I'm going to get it. Then I'm going to get it.
You're going to get the mask?
I want to get the mask.
Okay, so the creature's climbing up. You misty step to the top of the platform, right where it's climbing up onto the top. You kind of head it off at the curb, and you reach out and grab towards the mask. And what are you going to do?
I'm going to pull it off. I want
right.
to break this thing with my
Make an
bare
athletics
hands. 20.
20. That'll just barely do it. You. And as you pull the mask off the special entity, its form is separate from it. You watch as you pull the mask back. It's still there, this hulking eagle form, but there's bolts of energy that are connecting the mask to its form, but you're holding it in your hands. What are you going to do?
Can I put it on the ground and stomp on it with all of my might?
You can. You place it on the ground there, and you watch as it's trying to pull the mask back to its form, and you place it on the ground, and you focus your thunderous smite through your foot as you slam it down. Go ahead and roll an attack.
10. 11.
11 is enough to do it, because it's just a mask on the ground. Like it's there, you're holding it. So as you slam down, go ahead and roll a d4 for the damage of your boot, but then add your thunderous smite damage.
Okay. Oh boy. 2 for just that, Thunderous Smite, it has to make a save, but I don't think it's going to need to. Strength save.
Nope.
Oh, good!
That was a 6.
2 points as well, but it's going to be pushed 10 feet and knocked prone.
It did not have a lot of health left at this point. As you slam the mask down through the force of your divine energy and Helm's strength through, you watch as this bolt of divine light slams down at the time of your foot hitting it. The mask shatters outward. The energy detaches, and you watch as the entity screams and just scatters, echoing through the jungle. All the trees get blown back for a moment. Your hair kind of drifts back, all comes to rest, and you watch slowly as the rest of these small frog creatures begin to emerge, looking out at you. The elder, who's been like held against the platform the whole time, glances about.
It's over! I'm going to shout down from wherever I'm standing up top. It's over! I broke it!
Krustok is dead.
No, that's the elder. He's not dead. He's right here. He's fine.
No, Krustok was the demon.
But the mask.
Gruthstock was the creature.
Yeah.
Oh, then he's dead. Never mind.
Dead.
Good. Then let our spoils be yours.
And they all cheer, and immediately the grill is lit up once more. The food and supplies are brought to your disposal, and to
have
help
some
you continue your
pork.
journey.
And potatoes.
Perfect.
And
I'm going to get down from here.
I'm
Fine
gonna
meal is had.
fly over and heal Lilith.
Okay. Healing
I
you
will
up.
share an ale with
not
you.
doing too bad.
Ichabod.
I stabbed you. I feel really bad.
Well, I'm still an eagle. I'd like to
Retribution.
fly around and see if there's any other enemies.
Can you get me down from here?
I'll say, as you help her down, you glance over and see no immediate enemies, but you do see the semblance of a celebration as you've now freed the bonds of this long, looming, once forgotten demigod over these people that you've destroyed here upon its altar. And in this part of the celebration, you guys find some new allies in these strange frog creatures who lend you towards the next length of your journey. And that's where we're going to end today's adventure.
Thanks for jamming for us.
That was awesome. Alrighty, guys. Now finishing that, we're going to bring you up to the next interview on the upper side of the stage. Let's go!